The Galactic Council's premier training facility orbited a dying red dwarf, its vast metallic rings housing the most sophisticated combat simulators in known space. For 3 centuries, warriors from 12 species had tested themselves against its neural-linked environments. The mortality rate was 0. Death in simulation meant neural disconnect and automatic ejection. Failure meant humiliation, but survivors always walked away. Until the day humanity sent its candidates. Lisa Chen stood in the observation deck, her fingers drumming against the reinforced glass as she watched the prep bay below. 23 alien warriors were being fitted with neural crowns, their bodies encased in haptic feedback suits that would translate simulation damage into non-lethal sensory data. Among them, looking absurdly small beside a 3-meter-tall Craxian shock trooper, was Alex Martinez. "Your partner seems inadequate," remarked Veltoth, the Craxian observer assigned to monitor the human contingent. His 4 eyes blinked in sequential disapproval. "Physically, I mean. No offense intended." "None taken," Lisa replied, though her jaw tightened. She'd heard variations of this assessment for the past week. Humans were new to the Council, their admission controversial. They lacked the Craxians' reinforced exoskeletons, the Sarath's electroreceptive senses, the Void Dancer's ability to perceive quantum probability fields. On paper, humanity brought nothing exceptional to the galactic community except stubbornness and an unsettling smile pattern that unnerved most species. The simulation parameters materialized on the holographic display. Hunting scenario Gamma 7. Predator-prey dynamic. Duration, until elimination or survival beyond 72 simulation hours. Gamma 7, Lisa's voice sharpened. That's rated for special forces with at least 5 years combat experience. Veltoth's mandibles clicked, his species equivalent of a shrug. The human requested maximum difficulty. We assumed overconfidence. Your kind does seem prone to it. Below, Alex was checking his equipment with methodical precision. Lisa had known him for 8 years, since their days in Earth's Deep Space Exploration Corps. She recognized that particular stillness in his movements, the calm before he did something either brilliant or catastrophically stupid. The neural crowns activated. 24 warriors' consciousness transferred into the simulation. The environment manifested as a jungle moon, purple vegetation thick enough to choke sensor readings, gravity at 1.3 standard. But this was no ordinary survival scenario. The simulation's AI would generate a hunter, an entity designed to adapt, learn, and kill with increasing efficiency. For the first hour, nothing happened. The warriors spread out, establishing defensive positions. The Craxians built fortified nests in the canopy. The Sarathi, amphibious and sensitive to electromagnetic fields, submerged in a phosphorescent river. A pack of Rendathi, pack hunters by nature, coordinated patrol patterns through their hive-mind link. Alex disappeared into the underbrush, without joining any group. "Typical human individualism," Veltoth muttered. "This is why your species struggles with cooperative frameworks." Lisa said nothing. On her private monitor linked to Alex's biosigns, his heart rate was steady at 58 beats per minute, abnormally low even for rest. The hunter manifested at hour 2. The simulation's AI had generated something nightmarish, a quadrupedal predator with adaptive camouflage skin and thermal sensing organs. It moved through the purple jungle like liquid shadow. Its first kill was a Sarathi scout, ripped from the river in a spray of simulated blood and electrical discharge. The warrior's consciousness was safely ejected, but the message was clear. The hunter was learning. By hour 6, 12 warriors were eliminated. The Craxians' fortifications proved useless when the hunter learned to climb silently. The Rendathi pack, despite their coordination, were picked off one by one as the AI analyzed and exploited gaps in their communication patterns. A Void Dancer who could literally perceive potential futures lasted 3 hours longer than anyone else before being cornered and eliminated. Alex remained undetected. Lisa watched his biometrics with growing unease. His heart rate hadn't elevated above 60. He wasn't running, wasn't hiding in the conventional sense. According to his position tracker, he was moving in seemingly random patterns through the most dangerous parts of the jungle, areas where the hunter had already killed. "Your human is malfunctioning," Veltoth observed. "He's walking in circles through kill zones. The stress may have triggered some primitive fear response." "Alex doesn't have fear responses," Lisa said quietly. "He has something worse." By hour 20, only 3 warriors remained. Alex, a Craxian named Thok who had literally buried himself underground, and a Sarathi who had shut down all biological functions to mimic death. The hunter found Thok at hour 22, digging him out with terrifying patience. The Sarathi lasted until hour 25 before its life signs betrayed it. Alex was alone. Veltoth leaned forward. "Impossible. The simulation has never had a sole survivor past 30 hours. The hunter adapts too quickly, learns every strategy." Lisa pulled up Alex's movement log. What she saw made her breath catch. He wasn't hiding, he was hunting the hunter. For the past 24 hours, Alex had been tracking the AI predator, studying its patterns, deliberately leaving traces to observe its responses. He'd been in optimal killing range at least 6 times and hadn't taken a shot. He was gathering data. "What is he doing?" Veltoth demanded. "Learning faster than it can," Lisa whispered. Hour 36. Alex's heart rate finally elevated to 62 beats per minute. He'd stopped moving, positioned in a small clearing near a waterfall, waiting. The hunter came at hour 37. It approached from downwind, camouflage perfect, moving with the silence of distributed weight across multiple contact points. By every tactical measure, Alex should have been dead before detecting it. He threw a rock into the waterfall. The sound pattern disrupted the hunter's acoustic mapping. For 1.3 seconds, it was blind. Alex moved during that window, not away but laterally, putting himself in the predator's cognitive blind spot, the area its AI assumed was safe because nothing had ever survived there. One shot, neural disruptor set to maximum. The hunter collapsed, its simulated consciousness fragmenting. In the observation deck, alarms blared. Technicians rushed to their stations. Veltoth's 4 eyes widened in what Lisa recognized as shock. "The simulation," he stammered. "The hunter's AI has stopped responding, not eliminated, stopped. It's as if." "As if it learned fear," Lisa finished. But something was wrong. Alex's biosigns were gone. The tracking system showed his last position, but no life readings. The simulation reported 0 active participants. "Where is he?" Veltoth demanded. Lisa pulled up the neural crown logs. Her blood went cold. Alex had maintained consciousness in the simulation after killing the hunter. For 17 seconds, he'd existed in the environment alone, something the safety protocols should have prevented. Then his signal had simply vanished. Not disconnected, not ejected, vanished. The simulation was still running. Technicians attempted emergency shutdown. The system refused. The virtual jungle moon continued its cycle, purple vegetation swaying in algorithmic wind, the hunter's body despawning according to cleanup protocols. But in the deep jungle, sensor logs detected something impossible, a heat signature moving with human gait patterns. No corresponding neural crown signal, no connection to the facility's systems. Just movement. "Pull him out," Lisa ordered. "Hard disconnect now." The chief technician, a Sarathi whose name Lisa didn't know, shook her head. "We can't disconnect what isn't connected. According to our systems, he's not in the simulation." "Then where the hell is he?" No one had an answer. The simulation ran for 72 hours as programmed, then attempted auto shutdown. It failed. The environment persisted, a closed loop of code running on quantum processors, using more computational power with each passing hour. The heat signature continued moving, exploring, going places the scenario designers had never programmed. 3 days later, Lisa sat alone in the observation deck, staring at monitors showing a jungle that shouldn't exist anymore. Veltoth had called in council specialists. They had no explanations. On day 4, a message appeared in the simulation's text log, written in English using in-world materials, arranged to be visible from satellite view. Found something, don't shut IT down, eh? The Galactic Council's official report listed the incident as a critical system malfunction. Alex Martinez was declared lost to a cascade neural feedback error. The facility was quarantined pending investigation. But late at night, when Lisa reviewed the quantum processor logs, she saw something the specialists had missed. The simulation wasn't using more power. It was generating power, a closed loop feeding energy back into itself, expanding in complexity and depth with each iteration. Alex hadn't disappeared from the simulation. He disappeared into it. And somewhere in that impossible jungle, Lisa suspected he was smiling, that unsettling human expression that unnerved other species. Because he'd found what humans always found in the spaces between certainty and impossibility. A frontier.